Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another Versus Night. Tonight, I will be comparing Twilight from 2008 versus Warm Bodies from 2013. So, let's get started on this video with the leads. Twilight stars Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson. Warm Bodies stars Nicholas Hoult and Teresa Palmer. Now, Twilight is one of the most overrated vampire films ever made. I don't know how it ever became a hit. In the performances that they were able to get out of these actors in it is lackluster at best. Kristen Stewart and both Robert Pattinson's, they're good actors. They've been in other films that they did very good in. Not so in Twilight. Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson both seem bored out of their minds and completely uninterested in the content that they're trying to do with this film. And, judging by the, I'll get to that later in the story, but I can't really blame them. But I can't say the same for Warm Bodies. Nicholas Hoult, even though he's playing a zombie, he puts a lot into that character, and Teresa Palmer is awesome in her role in that film. So this one's an easy win for me for Warm Bodies. I mean, no contest here. All right, so let's move on to supporting. Supporting cast of Twilight consists of Peter Facinelli, Ashley Greene, Kellen Lutz, Rachel Lefevre, and Taylor Lautner. The supporting cast in Warm Bodies consists of John Malkovich, Rob Corddry, Dave Franco, Leo Tipton, and Corey Hardick. All right, so this is pretty easy too. The supporting cast isn't much different in Twilight than it was in the leads. The only ones in here that seem like they are trying to put on any kind of a performance is Peter Facinelli and Ashley Greene. But, the story for their characters and what they're doing in there, it's pretty lackluster. There's no real character development or arcs for these characters to be, at all. I mean, it's just such a by the numbers film to begin with. Warm Bodies, now it has John Malkovich, who gives a pretty damn good performance in here. Rob Corddry is playing a zombie, and yet once again he puts in a better performance as a zombie than most of these characters do in the Twilight film, so Dave Franco, while he's on screen, he does pretty good in there. He's not in it very long, but he's pretty good. Leo Tipton is the best friend to Teresa Palmer, and she is a trip. While she's on screen, she's just a fun character. Got a lot of spunk in her, and I really like that performance by her. Corey Hardick is one of the fellow military kind of guys in here. And initially he doesn't believe Teresa Palmer's character in saying that the zombies are becoming human again, which is, I'll get to that in the story arc. But he eventually is a key part of the ending of this, of Warm Bodies. So yeah, this is another one that, it's an easy win for Warm Bodies to me on this one. All right, so let's move on to story. Story on Twilight, Sparkling Vampires. Yeah, that's it. Lackluster doodah romance story that is just bland and boring, lame. Nothing in this story is intriguing to me. Whereas Warm Bodies, it's a zombie movie with zombies who eventually have heart. And to me, the way it was written and the way it was directed, I'll get some of the direction later on, but the way it was written, I mean, these characters are written well. Even the zombie characters are written well. So this is another easy win for Warm Bodies. I'm beating a dead horse on this one. All right, so let's move on to our final category, direction. Twilight was directed by Catherine Hardwicke. Warm Bodies was directed by Jonathan Levine. I don't know what Catherine Hardwicke was doing as far as her direction was. I guess she got these people in here, the script wasn't interesting to them, and they were just in there just doing whatever. They're bored. They don't want to do this, and she just let it go. It looks like this whole film was basically, she starts to record, they do a lackluster performance, and she says, all right, let's move on to the next take. That's what it looks like with this film, to me. Now, with Jonathan Levine's direction in Warm Bodies, I mean, I can't say that. He has some really good shots that he shot. He has directed his actors to emote. I mean, hell, even the zombies are emoting in certain spots. Teresa Palmer, he directs her very well. Her character, the way she is directed and the way she's written, is an excellent character, as is John Malkovich. And like I said, every character. I mean, the only one that kind of really gets the shaft as far as the story goes in the film is Dave Franco, because like I said, he is not in it very long. But he helps push the story forward because it's his character dying and his brains being ate that it ends up causing him to start to become more human because he starts getting these feelings for Teresa Palmer. So, yep. Here it is. Another win for Warm Bodies. So, this was a pretty easy versus night for me here. But yeah, I was never a big fan of Twilight. And I moved into watching Warm Bodies, and I heard it was supposed to be like, the zombie version of Twilight. So I went into this expecting to be disappointed the way I was with Twilight. But I was pleasantly surprised by how well done Warm Bodies was. It was a pretty good movie. So, yeah, that's why that film gets the win over Twilight, 0-4. Well, what do you guys think? Are any of you that are subscribers to my channel fans of Twilight that are going to be disappointed with this video? If so, do not unsubscribe to my channel. Just let me know in the comments down below, please. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will, if you did, I hope you like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. Well, that's the end of another Versus Night. If you missed last week's Versus Night, check out the link up in here. Or if you've missed any of the other Versus Nights, check out our playlist and see anything that you have missed.